Inside Indian Athletics. My name is Owen Dressler, and I am incredibly excited to bring this show to you, the Indian fans. This show is designed so that the people and fans of Mascoutah sports can get to know our coaches and athletes just a little better. And I want to start off this show by thanking Athletic Director Scott Battis, Cody Whitworth, the Whitworths in the Vault, and of course Avery Beer, who's producing this show for us. And it is so incredibly an honor to bring this show to all of you tonight. So, with that, let's get down to business. Today, we're going to be joined by our head football coach, Aaron Hilgendorf, and head volleyball coach, Brooke Kloess. We'll start with Coach Kloess, who enters her second season as an Indian, coming off a super sectional appearance. And after a dominant first season, she is looking to keep things going with another memorable run. We'll also be joined by her head football coach, Aaron Hilgendorf, who will enter his fifth season as the head coach of the Indians. He's made it to the quarterfinals twice in his career as a head Indian coach and looks to get the Indians back into the playoffs after a drought of 3 seasons. So when we come back, head coach Brooke Kloess joins us on Inside Indian Athletics, and we'll talk about the 25-26 volleyball season.
There were days where we thought it out, but we stuck it out. Today's our day. Today's our day. There were nights we would fight.
All right, back on.
Nothing was right tonight.
Mascoutah High School.
Back on Inside Indian Athletics, we're joined by head volleyball coach Brooke Kloess. Coach Kloess, your second season as an Indian. You had a great first year, so I wanted to ask, what are your plans? What are you looking forward to for this second year?
We are entering our second week of practice, and the girls have their season opener tomorrow against Belleville West. And I would say after leaving practice today, they're excited. They're ready. They can't wait to get after it. We actually also did a goal sheet after practice as well as a team, where they wrote down all their goals as a team and what they want to accomplish and how they're going to accomplish that. And they're hungry, that's for sure. I know conference is always something they're going after and working towards to get that title, but they're working towards the postseason as well and making sure each and every step of the way we're really preparing for that. State is obviously always the goal, but going out there and competing each and every night and letting the winning take care of itself is what we plan to do this year.
You talked about setting those goals, but after practice today, you've talked about before, you've made the Mascoutah mindset. Is that what that is about?
Yes, that's actually exactly what it was. So the girls even came in today to practice right away. They're like, hey, coach, are we having a Mascoutah mindset today? Like, because there's a lot of housekeeping things we have to get through, so we haven't really had one of our normal sessions yet. But they really look forward to Mascoutah mindset. What Mascoutah mindset is our mindset is what separates us from everybody else. And nobody else has the Mascoutah mindset like we do. And that's what pushes us through each and every game and the season. And that was our session today, was goal setting with the Mascoutah mindset.
Okay, so you have a couple of you've got some girls coming back as seniors this year, some really talented girls. So, what does that mean to bring back some talent like that, coupled with some of the young talent that you have?
Yes, I think we have a very good combination of young talent, like you said, but also the girls with the veteran experience and veteran mindset. Avery Bain came off of a really good season last year, and we're looking forward to her having a big impact again for us this season, being a reliable player. Emma Price, same thing. She got varsity time last year as a junior, and she is going to be a very solid performer for us as well. And then defensively, we're adding in Avery Beer, we're adding in Cameron Doyle and Emily Biebel as well to help out. And what I look forward to, not just the talent that they're bringing, but I feel like they have a very high volleyball IQ. They are able to share things about the other team and each other to help each other out. And I feel like they're all good leaders, and especially in their own way.
Okay, so this is your second year. Last year you had the chance, and now it didn't go well, but you had the chance to play outdoors.
Yes.
Didn't go to plan, but you're getting a second shot this year. You're going to take on Mater Dei, hopefully take down.
I like the wording
Hopefully,
of that one. Yes.
hopefully take them down. So, just what is that like to get to experience that? You got a couple of the younger grade games in last year. What was that like, and what is it like to just have that kind of environment for a volleyball game?
So I will say that yes, the outdoor game didn't go exactly as planned, but if you talk anybody that I have talked to about the outdoor game, I don't know if there's one person that say like, oh yeah, that was a real fail, that didn't go exactly the way you wanted to. Like, everybody said nothing but positive things. They were very impressed with the event that Mr. Battis put so much time and work into, and the helicopters and all of that. And then yeah, we had to move inside, but it still ended up being a great night, very high intense competitive game. And whenever we look back, like, there was nothing but positives from that night. Now, are the girls looking forward to actually getting to play outdoors this year? Yes, they are. And that it's going to be against Mater Dei, I think, even just adds another layer to it. And the excitement for that one definitely got brought up at our Mascoutah Mindset today as well.
All right, one other thing I wanted to talk about. You talked about conference earlier. It's the last season for this school in the Mississippi Valley Conference.
Yes.
I get that confused with the Missouri Valley Conference in college. It's the last season of the Mississippi Valley Conference. Your next season, you're going to be transitioning to the Southwest Conference, and that certainly is going to provide a challenge. That conference is known for being one of the best athletic conferences around. As a coach, what do you take into that? How do you prepare for that transition?
Bring on the challenges. We want things to help make us better. We're not afraid of competition. We want competition and welcome competition, because that's what makes us better as individuals and as a team. And we're really looking forward to this transition. This is something we're really excited about. I think that we're going to be able to compete well and still be successful at that conference. And it just adds another level, like I said, of competition and wanting us to not just beat the smaller schools. Like, if we want to be the best, we need to beat the best, and that's exactly what we're going to strive to do.
All right, so last thing I want to leave you with is, this is your second year. You had a great year last year. So you talked about the girls setting goals earlier. Mm-hmm. What is your goal for this season?
I want the girls to walk away from this season with good memories and building relationships with each other. And like, whenever I talk to former players, I just this summer had some girls out and talked to them, and they just reminisced about high school volleyball and how much they miss it, and how like the memories they created, that they would come back in a heartbeat if they could. Yes, winning is important. We want to win. We're always hungry to win. And I think, like I said, if we do what we can each and every night, that's going to happen. But I want them to walk away and look back on this as a positive experience for them all, where they were able to feel a part of a team and leave nothing but good memories behind.
All right, so volleyball head coach Brooke Kloess, thank you for your time tonight. It's been great. Really looking forward to this season, and let's go volleyball.
Thank you, Owen, very
All right.
much.
When we come back, head coach Aaron Hilgendorf of the football team will join us. We'll be back in a moment.
From the auditorium, where we show the passion and hard work of our students, to the classrooms, where our faculty dedicate themselves to shaping the next generation of scientists and engineers. From the weight room, where we inspire our students to be a better version of themselves, to the courts and fields where history is made and memories are saved. From representing our school to just being a part of the community, we are Mascoutah, the high school of choice.
We all know you have spirit, but how do you show it? How do you really let them know? What you need is spirit wear. What you need is Warrior logo wear. Your one-stop shop for everything Mascoutah related. And if they don't have it, they can make it. So come down to 12 East Main Street and order now.
Back on Inside Indian Athletics, we're joined now by the Indians' head football coach, Aaron Hilgendorf. And Hilgy, it's been a good your fifth season here in Mascoutah. And you've 2 playoff berths. You had a better year last year. You went 3-1 at home. So what are you looking for this year as you build off of continuing to improve year after year?
The big thing we've talked about this season, not just like specific to this season, but continuing to build the program into something that we can sustain success in and not have those valleys during different seasons. We want to be able to sustain success, stay high, keep our standards up, And this season is one of those, we want to build off the good things from last year and improve the things obviously we need to get better at, and creating more depth, creating more competition, building up our numbers, and just overall improving our lower levels, and continue to compete at a high level at the varsity. And, you know, playoffs are something we don't want to ever take for granted, but that's also an expectation for us every year.
You mentioned those lower levels. Does that include the new middle school team at the high school? How involved is your staff with them?
Yeah, absolutely. How exciting it was to watch them Saturday morning at Alton kick off the inaugural season and compete there as a middle school team and have Braves on their helmets and represent us. We consider them a part of our program. We've told lots of people we have 5 teams in the program now, including the freshman, JV, varsity, and then the 2 middle school teams. And the staff we include with us, they clinic with us, and we've met a lot with them, and Coach Perino's doing a great job down there, and how nice it is to have the connection between the 2 programs and build off of each other.
All right, I wanted to touch on this because I saw this the other day. There was a ranking out there a couple weeks ago. Your tight end, Jordan Beck, was ranked in the top 5 tight ends in the area. So what does that mean to have somebody that talented on this team?
Yeah, this is such a fun time of year where there's rankings all over and players, and everybody's ranking everything right now because nothing's happened yet. But I can't say enough good things about Jordan Beck as a leader, as a football player, and he's deserving of all that recognition. And I tell college coaches when they ask about him, and opposing coaches, just how great of a young man he is. He does the right things. He's our hardest worker in the weight room. He's got a 4.2 GPA, and then he's just a great athlete that pays attention to detail, coaches up his teammates. And maybe the best thing about him is if he was listening to this, he'd want me to shut up right now because I'm already talking too much about him. But just outstanding, and he's super talented. And like I said, he's a true tight end. He does all the things on the football field you ask a tight end. Tight ends are an offense's best friend because they can block, they can receive, they do lots of different things for us. They're kind of the jokers out there, which is the position group we call them, and Jordan leads the way, so he's well deserving of that.
All right, so your last 2 seasons, you've had Brooke Johnson calling signals behind the offensive line. This year, bit of a shift. What does that look like for the quarterback role this year?
Yeah, it's a big shift. You had stability in years going back from Chase Hansen to Zane Timmon to Baruch the last 2 years. You know, we've had a nice transition from each one to the other. And this year we had some competition this summer, and Jack Hilgendorf's going to be our starter week 1, and Brody Medvick he's starting on defense, but he's going to be our backup. And we got some young guys working in there too. And you know, we ask our quarterback to do a lot of things, and their main thing is kind of be the point guard and run the offense. And you know, we ask them to make some plays 3 or 4 times a game, but the rest of the offense, they just have to dictate and be in charge, and kind of hand the ball when it needs to be handed, distribute the ball to who needs to get the ball, and run and communicate things up front. And it's a big ask, but it's an important one, and it's kind of a special thing for that position. And you know, Jack's ready for that challenge, and he's deserving, worked his butt off for it. And you know, we're confident what he can do.
All right, we talked about Beck. So now let's talk about the rest of that senior class. You've got some talented guys in that senior class, some that have started before, some that haven't, but it's a good group that you've got over there.
Yeah, I love talking about our seniors, but I am going to mention one young man, in Sean Murphy, who's going to be a junior. If we're going to talk about our season, the season he had as a running back last year in 1,300 yards, and we consider him kind of in that upper class leadership role, and he's a special individual too. But I go on about the senior class, and one of the best things about our summer this year was the seniors leading the way and how together they are, and the unity they provide, and one voice of leadership, and the example they're setting. Just really proud of this group, and I mean, we could mention a ton of names. You already mentioned Jordan Beck, but Jakendra Clark, Bryce Wagner, Riley Royer at linebacker, Ethan Gallegos, Jordan Sonnenhale at linebacker, Cameron Reed, who has collected a few offers, and he's an outstanding athlete himself and played both ways for us. Marcus Nobles, first-team all-conference player last year, will be in that conversation again this year. I know I'm going to continue to miss guys, but then we have seniors also that haven't played a lot of time. Thinking of guys like Mac Leck and Nick Bowers and things like that are just outstanding leaders for us, and the collective group is a special one. And we kind of say the strength of the team is the individual, but the individual strength is the team, and I think that kind of epitomizes the senior group.
All right, so the Indians will open the season this Friday at Belleville West. You can get to that game right here on the Indian Sports Network. So what are we looking forward to for that first game? You've seen them the last 2 years. You've lost twice. What are we looking for this year?
Yeah, well, it's a quality program, and Coach Turner's continuing to grow it. They've gotten better each year the last few years. since he's taken over. Really athletic group, and they're led by Nick Hankins, who's a U of I commit. He's a special talent, but they are good up front. They're big up front, and they run a tough offensive scheme to defend with speed, and they spread you out and do different things and run some option and throw quick, and they'll try to throw over your head. And then defensively, they're just really aggressive and sound in what they do. Their defense coordinator does a great job, and they just got athletes all over the place. And they're, like I said, they've built from where they were at the beginning when we played them 2 years ago to last year when we played them to the end of last year. You just continue to see a growth of program, and it's going to be a great challenge for us, but it's one we're looking forward to.
All right, last thing. Talked with Coach Kloess about that transition to the Southwestern Conference. What does that mean for you guys? What are you guys bringing into that?
Yeah, and she said, and you might have mentioned it too, the premier conference, and one of the premier conferences all of Illinois, specifically Southern Illinois. And what else would you want to be in a conference that is considered to be the best and challenge you week in and week out and be a part of that, and just the history of the Southwest, but also the challenge it brings to us and how exciting that challenge could be as you continue to grow a program, but continue to grow an athletic department, and the opportunities it gives our kids across all sports, and specifically football for us. And that doesn't go without saying how awesome the MVC's been. There's been a great history there in the short time I've been here, but also just in the history, that's going to be missed, but looking forward to a great challenge.
All right, Aaron Hilgendorf, it's been great. Thanks for joining us. When we come back, we'll wrap things up, and we will preview what's coming up in the week ahead and get you ready for our next show. We'll be back in a moment. All right, so it has been a good show so far. The Indians looking forward to another good year on the courts, on the fields, everywhere for our athletics this year. So that's going to do it. Coming up this week, though, you can catch the Indians and the Belleville West Maroons this Friday on the Indian Sports Network. And starting next week, when the volleyball Indians head home, you'll catch every home volleyball game right here on the Indian Sports Network. Once again, we thank Athletic Director Scott Battis, Avery Beer, our producer, the Whitworths and the Vault. We thank them for letting us have this show here. And again, thanks to Coach Kloess and Coach Hilgendorf. That's going to do it tonight on Inside Indian Athletics. My name is Owen Dessler. Thanks for joining us.